Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the only Operator character guide you'll ever need. Operator's passive allows you to start every stage with 2 drones. You can choose between a gunner drone, a healing drone, or a transport drone, and you can mix and match these however you'd like. Personally, I like 1 gunner drone and 1 transport drone. The primary is an automatic pistol that deals 150% damage, but if you let it gain charges that charge pretty quickly, the first bullet will deal 600% damage. And if you kill an enemy with a bullet, it will ricochet to the lowest health enemy for 75% total damage. The secondary has 2 options. The first allows you to command each drone you have to use their special skill. The more drones you have, the more times you can use this. And it only has a 4-second cooldown. Each drone has its own unique skill, like the transport drone dropping enemies from high up, dealing 300% damage and stunning them, while the junk drone, for example, fires a junk ball for 300% damage. You can even use this with the TC-280 for a bombing run that shoots bullets for 100% damage and rockets for 300% damage. Here's a screenshot of all of the drone's abilities if you want to read through them. The alt secondary is much simpler and allows you to send drones slamming into an enemy for 450% damage. But all drones are the same. Critical strikes also ignite enemies, and the skill has a 3-second cooldown. Both of these skills allow your drones to inherit your items for the attack, so you can build your run around that. The utility also has 2 options. The default utility allows you to command a drone to lift you into the air for a slow, controlled fall. You can also use all other abilities while in the air, making this a really good movement ability. You can also extend your flight after 3 seconds by leaping to another drone. Once you hit the ground, you have to wait 7 seconds before jumping again. The alternate utility puts up a shield that blocks all damage from that direction. You can charge it up and release it forward at enemies for 200% damage or 600% damage if fully charged. This skill has an 8-second cooldown. The special has 2 options as well. The default launches a drone that knocks enemies slightly into the air for 300% damage and applies nanobugged until they hit the ground. Nanobugged increases damage taken by skills by 100%, split into hits that deal 120 damage each. If applied to flying enemies, the effect goes away after about 5 seconds. The alternate special launches a drone that absorbs damage for 2 to 3 seconds. It stays out up to a second longer if damage is being dealt. It then explodes for anywhere from 300% to 2000% damage depending on the damage it absorbed. Keep in mind, you can deal damage to it yourself to increase the charging speed. Both of these alternate abilities work on an 8-second cooldown. Now that you guys have the abilities, let's talk about how you can make Operator good in your runs. If you're trying to maximize your runs to the best possible, I recommend full default Operator, but I could see the argument for the alt special if used correctly. The utility is kind of like Artificer's Ion Surge. Nothing beats movement. The Ascent protocol is simply way better than the shield. Trust me on that. As for the secondary, the default is by far more fun, since every drone does different things, and you can make use out of proc items like bleed. With the alt secondary, you can get band damage, but I don't think it compares. As for general gameplay tips, buy drones. I don't want you leaving a stage until every drone is purchased. Oh no, did a stage 5 grandparent kill all of your drones in the sun attack? Sounds like you need to hit a few combat shrines and get that money back, because every drone makes a huge impact. Being able to spam 11 of your secondary skill in a row is insane and deals a ton of damage. Generally, if you want to maximize your damage on an enemy, throw out your special to apply Nanobug, jump into the air with Ascent Protocol, and spam the hell out of your secondary for maximum damage. If you truly want the highest damage possible, you can cycle your drones until you have the strongest first, and make sure you have your primary charged all the way up. As for items that are most helpful, Operator is mostly a proc survivor, so things like bleed, ukulele, ATG, and syringes are all good, while bands and crowbars are fine but not as helpful as someone like Loader. Items you'll want to prioritize other than general good items are Luminous Shot to make use of those juicy secondary charges, Box of Dynamite since you should be getting lots of drones and it gives you a new drone to use, Hardlight Afterburner so you can jump back up into the sky more often because man that is helpful, and any items that are sprint based like Little Disciple. This is because Operator, while gliding, is always sprinting, which is another reason that it's so good. A couple small things to keep in mind. So far, I've noticed that Empathy cores, as well as the new Orphaned core, do not add a secondary skill. But that's pretty much it. Nanobug, jump into the air, spam all your secondary to kill the boss, then throw a ton of Luminous Shot with your primary to wipe out ads. You can now consider yourself an Operator Pro. And stay tuned for my Drifter guide coming soon as well, because whoa, can Drifter really break a run with her abilities. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.